Those are the Greystone Singers gathering us together by sharing their gifts. The piece was entitled Kakia Skaliak. The Greystone Singers are here at the university. They're students. One just ran in from class, got dismissed early. Their director is Dr. Jennifer Lang. Please give them a warm thank you for opening us in the right way. I'm Shelley Kerchuk. I'm the director of the Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health, and thank you for joining us today. This is a big crowd. It's maybe what I expected, maybe not, I'm not sure. I want to start by acknowledging that we're here today on Treaty 6 territory, the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respect to our ancestors and colleagues in this place, and we reaffirm our relationship with one another. We have an elder that works with us closely, Elder Suzanne Sisaquasis from Beardies and Okamasas, who is going to do an opening prayer for us today. She's ill, but I'm hanging on to the fabric and the tobacco as a reminder to do things in the right way. And I will present it to her the next time we meet. So many of you are probably asking, why this open house? Yes, thank you. I love when the crowd gets engaged. So again, I think it's going to surprise many of you that this center was established here at USask almost 38 years ago. The fact that many of you are surprised is why we're having this open house. We've been a little bit like the Who's in Horton Hears a Who, quietly going about our very important work. The open house is our opportunity to say, we're here, we're here, we're here. We're going to make a little noise. We're going to showcase the center's partnerships, and we're going to offer gratitude for those partnerships and to those partners and to the rural people who have been with us as we continue to build and support the health and safety of those that live and work in the rural space. We're bringing everyone together at this open house to make a very exciting announcement. It's going to transform the way we do our work. But before we do that announcement, a couple things. We chose the name Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health with great care to ensure it reflects the work that we continue to undertake alongside our agricultural partners, but also to reflect the other important rural partnerships that the centre undertakes. The strength of the centre is its team-centric, outward-facing partnership approach. The work happens alongside community, industry, research funders, governments, and academic partners. Much of our work happens at the community level, and we're not going to take you on a tour of where we actually go to annually. That's not happening today, but our centre has our boots on the ground. We are out in the communities. We are out with our 197 rural municipalities that are part of our agricultural health and safety network. We are on the farms. We are with our Indigenous partners. If only there was a frequent travelers program for Saskatchewan highways. We are so honored that you chose to spend your time with us here today. We are so excited to share our announcement, and we really look forward to showing you around this part of the work that we do. We hope that this open house shows gratitude for our existing partnerships and grows new opportunities and partnerships in health and safety for rural and agricultural populations. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mr. Marv Friesen, MLA for Saskatoon-Riversdale.
Boy, I wish I could speak as dynamic as her, but I'll do my best. Thank you for the introduction. And wow, what an amazing start with that choir. That's just amazing. It's great to see so many familiar faces here today, and I'd like to acknowledge, if you wouldn't mind giving a wave, our Honorable Randy Weeks, the Speaker of the House, is here with us today. Thank you for joining us. And I'm very happy to join on behalf of the Government of Saskatchewan today. You know, as I do with most of my speaking engagements, I like to understand first where I'm going. And I was trying to understand the connection between health and agriculture and just kind of where you were going with this. And I had a great chat with Dr. Morgan, and my mom struggled a while. She had Alzheimer's, and so had a really good chat just about the work that you guys are doing. And I am super excited about learning more and the tour afterwards, absolutely. It is my great honor to be here for this celebration. I'm super curious, as I'm sure a lot of you are, to hear what this announcement is. And I'm very pleased to participate together with the University of Saskatchewan representatives, community leaders, dignitaries, and officials. Our provincial government supports two of the center's valuable programs through the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Agriculture. The Rural Action Dementia Research, or RADAR, is a unique project in partnership with the Ministry of Health that serves rural seniors. It conducts research and hosts a specialist memory clinic for people with complex dementia. And Dr. Margaret and I had a great conversation about some of that work. RADAR has also set up satellite clinics in rural areas for dementia support. And such an important thing, I think people get to be in their home communities and actually get the clinics that they need. Ministry of Agriculture partners with the Center's Agriculture Health and Safety Network, which is also supported by SARM. I see Ray Orb here as well. And nearly 200 individual RMs that was already mentioned are members of this network. This network conducts a significant amount of rural outreach and engagement with farmers, agricultural workers, and children in rural areas. Rural Saskatchewan is an integral and very important part of our province. Our government values partnerships with organizations like the Centre for Rural and agricultural health to ensure every community has the support they need to thrive. On behalf of the provincial government, I want to thank the Centre for their dedication to the health and well-being of the residents across rural Saskatchewan. Your work is inspiring, and it truly is, and greatly appreciated. My best wishes for your continued success with outreach and programs and research. And again, on behalf of the government of Saskatchewan, thank you so much for letting us come here and share this celebration with you. And I really look forward to the tour coming up afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Friesen. Your words showcase some of the amazing partnerships that the Centre has developed over its 38 years. So with that in mind, I'd like to call up Peter Stoichev, the president of the University of Saskatchewan, who alongside Cheryl Hamlin, vice president, University Relations here at the university, want to share our exciting news.
Thanks, Shelley, and welcome everybody. This is a great crowd, and congratulations to you and on to for 38 years of is that the figure that you just gave of amazing in January? Okay, and of amazing work that's gone on here. I'm not sure if Jim is here. Jim, congratulations to you as well, buddy. It's great to see you here and to see that you're still so involved with everything that goes on here. I want to thank the Greystone Singers, along with the things that you just said about them. They're also appearing at Carnegie Hall on June the 1st in New York. And that's a relatively small subset of an award-winning choir that has, I think, about 40 members in it, all students at the University of Saskatchewan, and including students from medicine and all over the university, not just from the music department. And Jennifer Lang, who wasn't here with them, but may be listening remotely, thank you for everything that you're doing. There are many people that I also want to acknowledge here, but Mara, thanks for your comments. It's great to work with you and with your government. And I always like to say publicly that this is a provincial government that understands the value proposition of post-secondary education in the province, not just the University of Saskatchewan, but Sask Polytechnic. You would have heard of the announcement of them moving over to Innovation Place that was made last week. And the University of Regina, the regional college, and so much else that together helps to make this province innovative and ahead of the curve in so many ways. So thank you for all the work that you and your government do. And the Honorable Randy Weeks, Speaker of the Legislature, thank you for being here. Ray Orb of the Saskatchewan Association of Rural Municipalities. So important to have the work that you do represented here as well. And my colleagues, Cheryl Hamlin, Vice President of University Relations, and Baljit Singh, our Vice President Research. You'll be hearing from them later, and Preston Smith, Dean of the College of Medicine. And it has and continues to be a privilege to work with you, Preston, and thank you very much for everything that you do. I see Ernie Barber here, who has done so much on behalf of the university that it would take the rest of the morning to give you the list, so I'll hold back. And I know that I'm missing other people, but thank you. And thanks for the land acknowledgement. And it tells me that this university is a participant, not a bystander, in the greatest cultural opportunity that this country has ever faced, which is Truth and Reconciliation, and the College of Medicine, and the work that you and your colleagues are doing contribute to that immensely, Shelley. So thank you very much. It's great to be here for this open house. I'm glad that you want to make noise. One of the things that this university is becoming better and better at is telling its great stories, and this is another great story to tell. And the country, the province, the world deserve to know all the great work that has gone on here from the beginnings 38 years ago. These are important stories to tell. Nobody else is doing this kind of work and building these kinds of community partnerships that can't be built overnight, but take decades of trust and accountability and responsibility to build so authentically. So thank you very much. The center is unique. It's the only Canadian center dedicated to research and action for the health and safety of rural people. It changed its name on June 1st, 2023 to the Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health. And it's such a big part of the university that we have a senior leadership forum comprised of all the deans, VPs, president, associate vice presidents, and leads of our major research units, VITO, the Global Institute for Food Security, et cetera. And Shelley is a member of that group as well, and it's a testament to the significance of the work that you're doing. So thank you to all who are in attendance, colleagues, students I'm sure are here as well. It's a wonderful day, and it's your wonderful day, so thank you for your leadership as well, Shelley. These are exciting times for our university, and many of you will know that in the spring, April 18th to be exact, we officially announced our Be What the World Needs campaign. That's the largest fundraising campaign in the history of the province. The goal is $500 million. The university has never seen anything like it. The province has never seen anything like it. And we're well on our way to reaching that goal. We're 71% of the way there, with more than $357 million raised. We measure it in terms of money, but really what it's about is the value proposition of this great university that's a member of the U15 and one of Canada's leading research-intensive universities. And it supports critical research, it supports Indigenous achievement in a way that only we can, it supports student success in a variety of ways, including scholarships at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And it supports visionary new spaces that are analogous to and can aspire to be like this one. And so you can look to the University of Saskatchewan for the future discoveries, innovative approaches, and talented people who will help make the world a better place. And we say to ourselves, not that we are the university that the world needs, but that we are trying to be, that our goal is to be the university that the world needs. It's a commitment that we're all making to ensure that the work that we do is not just for the benefit of ourselves, but for the benefit of others as well, here and around the world. We're proud to be one of the top research-intensive medical doctoral universities in the country, and we're honored, of course, to be a member of the U15 group of Canadian research universities. And as we look ahead, our vision for the future is bolder and more ambitious than ever before, and it is the perfect time to have a campaign of this magnitude and with this level of aspiration. So I'm here today to announce a $1.5 million donation to the Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health as part of the university's Be What the World Needs campaign. And this gift has an interesting history to it. I won't take you through all of it, but it became a reality during conversations between one of our real champions and campaign cabinet members, Scott McCreath, husband of our Chancellor Grit McCreath, conversations between him and the donor, who will remain anonymous, but I hope is following this live streamed, and I hope is understanding the depth of impact that the contribution will have. The donor, whose father was a Saskatchewan farmer impacted by health challenges related to farming, was looking for a way to honor this important man by contributing to an initiative that directly impacted rural health. The Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health, with its long history of research, service, and knowledge mobilization, supporting health and wellness for rural citizens, was a perfect fit. This gift will enable the center to purchase, equip, and staff a state-of-the-art mobile unit featuring lung and hearing diagnostic equipment, as well as tools for air and water testing. The unit will travel to a wide range of rural municipalities, to agricultural and trade shows, and to many other places where rural people work, live, and thrive. The goal is to ensure that every community, farmer, and family receives exceptional healthcare services right where they are. This mobile unit will ensure faster and more accessible health screening for rural communities and farmers, and it will also offer safety and hazard screening for farmyards, agricultural businesses, and rural homes. And ultimately, the goal is longer, healthier lives for rural families and farmers. The University of Saskatchewan is proud to accept this gift, which will have significant impact in rural Saskatchewan for years to come. Thank you, and Shelley, thank you for your leadership. Thanks everybody for being here today.
Thank you so much, Peter and Cheryl. And thank you to our donor, a heartfelt thank you. The center is so grateful for this transformative support. The gift transforms our capacity to have our boots on the ground, to put in more miles around Saskatchewan. The mobile unit truly will embody, we're here, we're here, we're here, to the rural areas, and we're so excited by that. I'd like to call up Mr. Ray Orb, President of the Saskatchewan Association of Rural Municipalities. He's representing our rural municipal partnerships, and I want him to respond to this announcement because of our 35-year relationship with SARM and providing agricultural health and safety services across the province.
Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm very pleased to be here today. I seem to be attracted to any kind of announcement that has, well, funding available and also rural. So I'm kind of the rural guy from, they say, from rural Saskatchewan. I've been president of SARM. Some people say for a bit too long, but anyway, I'm here for a bit longer. I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine, Division 5 Director of SARM, Judy Harwood. Judy, just give a wave if you don't mind. I'm coming to that. I've actually got quite a lengthy speech here, but I cut it back just a little bit. So just Shelley, you know, honestly, and Niles, it's been so great, and Kendra as well, to work with you and your team over the years. I haven't been there for 35 years, but I've been for a while, since 2004. We tried to get every RM in this province to join, and we're still doing that. We have 296 RMs. We've got about 200. But we still have a little bit of work to do. So I think it's kind of a work in progress. You know, we do promote the center as much as we can, and certainly at our main convention. I know, you know, Shelley, you've been there, and I'd like to recognize if Dr. Dosman is here somewhere, just give a wave. Jim, it's so I don't know if everyone knows that he's the father of agriculture medicine. I am taking your speech. I hope you don't mind. It'll be a bit shorter. But, you know, Jim's been working with us for a long time, and I remember Jim from years gone by, always coming to our convention and doing the job that Shelley does now. So we're very pleased to be working with the center. And I'm also, you know, I think this announcement today really, I think puts the icing on the cake for us, because when we're looking at this kind of funding, and I like what the information that I got from your group ahead of time was, it extends the reach. So extending the reach of the center, I think, is really a great thing for rural Saskatchewan. You know, agriculture is so important. I know the doctor, we could speak about the importance of agriculture for quite a while, but agriculture now in this country, in this province, is more important, I think, than it ever has been. Food security is on everybody's agenda right now. And we need to make sure that our farm families are safe, you know, they can keep in good health, and can do whatever we can to promote that. And that's what we intend to do with the partnership. We've had a great partnership with the network as well over the 35 years. But we've also had some help, along the way from the province, the federal government. Meeting with Minister Merritt in Regina was not off the cards and still isn't at any time to try and sequester more funding. But it's all for a good cause. And our rural areas in this province, and actually in this country, contribute so much to our national GDP that it's just amazing. I was just reading this the other day. Saskatchewan, the gross exports, over $80 billion. Can you imagine that for a province the size of Saskatchewan? We have over half of the agriculture land, no doubt, and about 40% of the livestock, the breeding herd in the beef industry and the dairy industry. But you know what? We've got a lot of good farmers. We've got a lot of people that are practicing good environmental practices as well. And together we're going to work to promote the center a little bit more. And I'm also going to pledge today that we're going to do this when we see the new facility that was provided, the mobile unit. We're going to promote that at the next SARM convention. That'll be in March in Regina. So thanks for the invite. And you know what? I'm glad to be here, and we're going to work a little bit harder from now on for the next year or so to promote the center. But this is a great announcement. Good news in this day and age. There isn't always a lot of good news. This is a good news announcement. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ray. We are so proud of our 35-year relationship with our rural municipalities, and you'll hear a lot more about that on the tour today. So I'd now like to call on Dr. Baljit Singh, Vice President Research here at the University of Saskatchewan, to bring remarks. And I just want to also comment, he's looking at me, about how this university works. And I think it's true about Saskatchewan in general, but Dr. Singh and I met on his very first day on this University of Saskatchewan campus a while ago. Dr. Dosman brought him to our team meeting alongside Dr. Ernie Barber. This is how we work. It's about partners.
Thank you. Now everybody knows my age. But I look my age. Thank you very much. Really, thank you, Shelley, very much. This is a very remarkable day. Speaks to the strength of the center under a new name. But this is an example of the type of the work that this university has done for more than a century. The work that has impact on the lives of people, not only in the province, but beyond it. And this university has examples of the work that we do with many other institutions don't do because they don't think it is very glamorous work to do. So therefore at University of Saskatchewan, we pick challenges, we pick ideas, we pick something that the communities need, and we get on with that. And we don't simply drop it very quickly. We stay on that for decades and for a very long period of time. This center I have had the privilege of being associated with for now more than 24 years, and I have had the privilege of working with Dr. Jim Dosman, Dr. Niels Konecki, Dr. John Gordon, and our new director, Dr. Shelley Kirchhoff. The center has had a very steadfast focus on the rural, the health of the people living in the rural communities engaged in agriculture. As the world becomes more urbanized, there's a risk that we may reduce the amount of attention we pay to the people who live in the rural and the remote communities, but we will be doing that at the risk of losing our focus on food security and also really growing a very integrated and healthy ecosystem, whether in Saskatchewan or around the globe. The projects, for example, looking at the respiratory health of the workers who are inside the pig barns or poultry barns or grain elevators could only be done at University of Saskatchewan. Looking at the musculoskeletal fatigue and injuries that people feel when they're sitting on a tractor or a combine or doing the chores around the farm could only be done here because we have medical school, we have the agriculture college, we have the social sciences, and we have literally every discipline that we need to bring it together. But bringing it together is an art. Leaders like Dr. Jim Dosman have demonstrated it through their career as to how you begin to build a collective and you make them work together, you excite them, you stimulate them, and create a team that makes an impact. Within that, Dr. Dossman has also done something remarkable, that's highlighting the importance of the work we do here to the national funding bodies, making sure that the Medical Research Council of Canada, Canadian Institutes of Health Research now pay attention to the amount of the work that occurs at University of Saskatchewan for the health of the communities living in the rural space and working in the agriculture sector is not an easy task when other universities are trying to promote other ideas which are of equal importance and are championed by the larger proportions of the Canadian population. So really to do all that work in the context of University of Saskatchewan is amazing. Today we are at an inflection point, as Dr. Peter Stoichev says, as we grow our research, scholarly and artistic work. The role of the center that Dr. Shelley Kirchak leads is very critical if we are going to get to the next stage of the research enterprise at the University of Saskatchewan, at the next stage of the artistic enterprise and the scholarly work. So really, it's a remarkable point for us to be here. Thank you very much to the donor who has taken faith in the work that the center does and really investing $1.5 million to enhance the work. I commend the government that continues to see the value in the research, innovation, and economic prosperity. And so thank you very much for that as well. Thank you very much, Shelley, for your leadership. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Baljit. So we are a USask research center, but we're a handful. And so we're so very grateful that the Dean of the College of Medicine helps to steer this ship, and we'd like to have him come up and give a few remarks.
So pleased to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the College of Medicine and help Shelley make some noise. The Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health is a flagship example of research to action, taking research into clinical practice and right into the community, as you've heard. First, I want to thank Shelley for her leadership. Thank my partners in crime, Baljit and Ernie, and a few others who actually convinced her to take on this role. Baljit has already alluded to the history of leadership at this center. I want to just take a moment to emphasize, as others have, Jim Dosman's contribution, but mention something you may not all know. There is a small but mighty Canadian organization called the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. I actually sit on their board. There's only 6 people inducted every year. There's only 6 people from Saskatchewan in the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. You might think of Banting and Best in the discovery of insulin, but you'd also think of Sylvia Fedoric, Emmett Hall, Tommy Douglas, a politician in the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. Jim Dosman was inducted 4 or 5 years ago. At our nomination, Shelley and I were there for the event. So Jim it's his contribution about research in action in communities that was recognized at such a high level by the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. Mr. Marv Friedman's remarks showcase government support for 2 of our programs, the Rural Dementia Work of RADAR and the Agricultural Health and Safety Network. Thank you, Mr. Friesen. I'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the anonymous donor for the amazing donation to the center. This donation will leverage even more impact for the center and the university, but more importantly, as Mr. Ray Orb noted, it will have a direct impact on the lives of people in rural spaces across Saskatchewan. This mobile unit will move research into knowledge and service in truly transformative, actionable ways. In that, I'd like to highlight the center's work in 2 areas: rural access to care and working with First Nations communities. Many examples exist. You've already heard about RADAR and the important work they do in dementia care. The center's musculoskeletal health and access to care program, which finds ways for rural, remote, and Indigenous patients to access high-quality rehabilitation care in their home community. The center's one-to-one clinics held at rural municipal offices across the province through the Agricultural Health and Safety Network. Now, this donation will allow us to deliver some of those services differently through the mobile unit, and that will be, again, improving access. The Centre is also very proud to acknowledge and celebrate more than 12 years of collaborative work in the rural space with Indigenous communities on issues relating to respiratory health and sleep health and their connection to the house. We have community members who have traveled to be with us here today to bring witness to this important relationship. That relationship continues to build new knowledge with the First Nations Mental Health Project, which examines the connections between the house, household, and mental wellness. In all these examples, you can see the Centre just doesn't sit here in Saskatoon. We find ways to reach people and work together across the province, from north to south, from east to west. This investment is perfect. It's at the right place. It's at the right time to support increased presence and impact in rural communities. The College of Medicine is so proud to support the Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health, and we celebrate your new name as a reflection of where you've been and where you're going. We are proud to have our boots on the ground right alongside you.
Thank you so much, Preston. We really do appreciate your support. I just, Preston brought up a really good note about Dr. Dawson being inducted in Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. I just want to note that he is a mentor of mine, and he does things rather with a lot of flair. When he was inducted with the other 5, you got to choose a song with which to enter the room to. Dr. Jim Dawson chose The Arrogant Worms, The Last Saskatchewan Pirate. Everybody was up clapping, making noise. It was amazing. More. So thank you, Preston. We are at the Centre, so proud of our boots on the ground, how we're out with communities and partners, working together to support rural living and working. As an example of that, we've been working alongside the University of Saskatchewan's EMAP team. They have a closet full of historical clips from our centre's work. And alongside members of our centre and partners, they have produced a video to showcase our centre and our work.
Rural life. Beautiful. Peaceful. It has its own pace and rhythm. Neighbors help neighbors. And when something needs to be done, everyone steps up. Rural life also has challenges. Health and safety look different. Boots are on the ground early in the morning and late into the night. Everything is big: the land, the machinery, the animals. People work outside in all seasons and in all kinds of weather. Everyone is involved, from the young to elders and seniors, through the generations. Sometimes, when something goes wrong, help is a long way away. The Canadian Centre for Rural and Agricultural Health understands these challenges. We investigate how rural people work, live, move, hear, breathe, and heal. Other research centers might help you grow better crops or feed your animals. Our one-of-a-kind Canadian Centre finds better ways to safeguard the health and safety of rural and agricultural people.
We've had our challenges, but we've had someone kind of watching our back, and I think over the years that's been the centre. And it's a great relationship, but I think it's unique. We've got a lot of interaction between the centre, the network, of course, and our rural municipalities. That direct contact between the researchers and our members, I think, is kind of unique, because I don't think that happens very much around the countryside as much as it happens with the centre itself.
The Centre is more than research. It takes that research to put boots on the ground with partnerships, outreach, and service. Our rural partnerships support safer farms and farm families across the province.
Our members, they get the information that's sent out on a regular basis from the network, but they actually can understand that message. And I think that's really important because it's at a level, where our producers can relate to.
We work to address challenges in rural dementia care. Our specialized programs and rural memory clinics build a better path for families.
These memory clinics gives the family hope. It gives the person hope. The more clinics that we have like this, it's only going to benefit people more.
The Center's rural expertise supports strong partnerships for health and wellness with rural Indigenous communities.
That's why I've always supported the center and the work that they've done. The relationship, it's been a great one. I see that. I see how it's evolved into what it is today. It's like family, right? Like people get so closely connected that they're just comfortable. That's what I love about the partnership.
Our vision is to build a world where those who live and work in rural and agricultural settings are healthy and safe. Thank you for putting your boots on the ground with us.
I want to just give a quick shout out to EMAP's Wayne Giesbrecht and Joanne Crawford for going through all the A and B footage, and the center team of Merle Massey, Brooke Thompson, Katie Thompson, Sue de Freitas, Kendra Almer, and Dwayne Minish for all your work on this video and this day. That was Dwayne's voice on the narration. Okay, so many have done this ahead of me, and I think it is very appropriate. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the founding director of the center, Dr. James Dosman, whose vision and leadership set a very strong foundation, and who continues to impact and inspire our center activities. I would highly encourage everyone to read his soon-to-be-released biography. His commitment to health and safety of rural Saskatchewan and Canada is amazing. Thank you, Jim. Thank you all for attending today. If I had the time, I would mention each and every one of you, because this is the embodiment of our center. It really is. Sadly, I haven't been given that time, taken up by Peter and Ray and others. But know that it is working alongside you that is the strength of our center. Having said that, I do have to mention a couple people. The Honorable Randy Weeks, Speaker of the Legislative Assembly and MLA for Bigger, Sask Valley. Miss Betty Nippy Albright, MLA for Saskatoon Centre. Jacqueline Johnson and Tracy Evans of the Ministry of Agriculture. Megs Reynolds, Executive Director of Do More Ag. Michelle Pavlov of Farm H and Sask Ag Matters. Bob Guest, whose photos you will see as part of our off-guard photo exhibit. I think Bob's here. He said he was coming. Canadian Agricultural Safety Association, Alzheimer's Society, Saskatchewan Health Research Foundation, our board members, Judy, others, our USask associate members, our affiliate members, collaborators and partners from across Saskatchewan and Canada, and the faculty, staff, and students of the center who make this work a reality. Thank you. Thank you to the speakers today. I have a couple messages and then we're going to do the exciting tours. There are keychains if you haven't picked one up, so you can remember our name and practice how to say it. I think it's a little easier, Preston, but maybe not still so easy. Our tours are going to commence immediately at the front doors, which are across from the elevators over there. We're going to go in groups to just make it a little easier for you to hear about all the information that's happening. And you'll be placed into groups at the front door. Thank you everyone for joining us today for this very exciting announcement, for coming on the tours, for making a little noise with us. We're going to shift this into even higher gear with this transformative donation, and we can't wait to get our boots on the ground.